Come on, you Reds. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Talk Force TV. We are back with Rads to my left.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm fine, you?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Oh, it's Millwall away on Saturday. I can't get the days right, obviously going on the back of it after winning that game against Arsenal. I mean, momentum and confidence got to be high after that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just an amazing game from start to finish. Like everyone just was on fire that game. You can't really criticize anyone. But other than that, it was just an amazing performance from start to finish, and it's going to only build our confidence, like you say. Obviously, Millwall really down the years has been quite a bit of a banana skin for us at times, particularly away from home, because we've had a bit of a mixed record against them. Can't remember the last time we won there. It's been quite a while ago. I know we drew last season. I think the year before we drew as well. So yeah, it would be nice to get a win away at Millwall. It's always a tough place to go, but hopefully we can build on that Arsenal game and get back on track in the league as well after a couple of defeats, of course.
I mean, that's two games on the top performance-wise. You like, I mean, Arsenal probably topped it more than Huddersfield, but
yeah,
I mean, the performances. Do you feel like that people getting that performance right from the players now?
Yeah. I mean, there was a little bit of a period, wasn't there, when we had it was when Max Lowe got injured at the start of that. When he got injured, like the several games, we weren't quite as good as we were before. And you're getting like people saying, "Oh, bubbles burst" and that, but it clearly hasn't. If it was going to burst, it would have burst by now, really, because we're still getting amazing performances like we did against Arsenal. But yeah, obviously it did drop a little bit when we played Borough and Huddersfield. But then again, like you say, Huddersfield wasn't even that bad in terms of performance. It was just a really, really unlucky result. We didn't deserve to lose in the way we did. On another day, we could have easily won that quite comfortably, really. But yeah, I think obviously Arsenal, the players are going to be up for it more than other games, I suppose, because it's Arsenal. And I think that'll be the same against Leicester, and especially the fact there's a bit of a rivalry when it comes to Leicester as well. It's going to be even more intense for us. So I think I'm really, really looking forward to that game. As for Millwall, obviously, I think, like you say, it should be we should be high on confidence. So hopefully we can build on that against Millwall.
Definitely. If I remember right, I think last time we won there was that Greg Arthur's header.
Wow.
1-0.
Okay.
That
Long while ago.
I think 2012, 2013.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely one of our bogey crimes. They haven't been there for quite some time. I mean, I never had a spell in League One not too long ago, but since they've been back in the Championship, it's all they've done really is just be mid-table and kind of fight for the playoffs at times. They've always been quite a tough side to play against. But even at home, it's been quite an up and down record against them. Like we drew, obviously, in Cooper's first match. Last season, we beat them. One of the few games in a season where we actually were quite entertaining. Obviously, the year before was quite a poor result. Obviously, we lost 3-0. And the year before, I think, was a draw as well. So it's all up and down against Millwall, really. It's not the most exciting fixture in the world, but, I'm just hoping we can get back on track because, if we don't beat Millwall, but we beat Arsenal, it kind of makes Arsenal feel a little less. Still an amazing achievement, but it doesn't feel quite as good because the league is even more important for us. So, we need to try and use that confidence, like we say, and get a result, hopefully.
Yeah, we just have tapped that Arsenal game now and up against Millwall. I mean, Davis and Cook came into the side on Sunday. I mean, I'm more surprised about Davis' side than I did Cook, but I mean, Davis did a really good job, and I mean, them two will be a massive part for us at this game, especially with how they do play.
Yeah, I thought. I expected Cook to do well because just the kind of character he is, his personality, just from the very get-go, you could tell that he was going to be a good option. He used to be Bournemouth captain for a long time. If you're going to sign an ex-captain, I think that's perfect really. When you've already got two centre backs that probably could be captains, and obviously Wall is captain occasionally. But yeah, I think Cook was just amazing. Like, if you were told, oh, that was his debut, you think if you also said, oh, he's been playing for Forest for years, I don't think anyone would really be surprised because he just looks so solid and comfortable.
I think that I would like. It didn't look like it was Cook's debut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just thought he was just looked really comfortable, and he looked really at home already. And you could tell in his interview he was quite emotional, really. That even after all he's experienced at Bournemouth, he could tell that he was really taken back by the atmosphere and the size of the club and what we want to try and do. And that's excellent to see. And hopefully he can play in the top flight again with us at some point soon. That would be great. As for Davis, like you say, I was quite impressed with him, really. Seen a bit of mixed reports when he was signed, of course, about his record and that, but I think he will offer something a bit different to what Taylor and Graben do. And obviously, Taylor's been linked to Millwall, in fact, with this Jed Wallace deal potentially. But obviously, I think Davis is obviously quicker than Graben and he's a bit more physical. And I think that's kind of something we've been missing, really. He does give us a little bit of a different kind of player if Graben isn't performing, or if you want to bring Graben off the bench, maybe. But I think both of them did pretty well, of course.
Yeah, I do agree with that. To be fair, I was thinking earlier, like, I could see David starting on Saturday, or even playing up front with Graben as a two, just because of Millwall's how they do defend. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him starting. I think he probably will start because, as Gavin said in his interview on ITV, he was kind of, I think the interviewer was kind of making him, say something negative, but, he just said, oh, I'm 34 now. I can do with the rest every now and then. And, obviously he is an older player. And I think that probably wouldn't be a bad thing. Like, Gavin, whenever he just come off the bench, he's done well this season. Like, Barnsley in the first game, he came off the bench and straight away I think he created the goal. So maybe Graben might be more useful now for the rest of his career, really, because he's not got that much longer left, really, as a player. Maybe he might be more of an impact sub, and we could use Davis for the rest of the season. And next season, obviously, I'd personally keep Graben for another year and sign someone else that's more permanent than Davis.
Yeah.
But it depends how Davis does, really. Obviously, ultimately, we need him to start scoring goals for us. If he does that, then yeah, start Davis, in my opinion. Younger and quicker, like we said. But I do think Graben's still a very useful option to have right now.
I mean, even when I looked at the side on Sunday, I thought having Graben on bench. I mean, been him on last. I think he put him on 70th minute mark, 65th minute mark, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I mean, and you always felt that Forest had a goal in them. Not saying that Davis didn't, but you always know when winning Graben on, he will score, and I wouldn't follow from putting a bet on it.
No, I mean, it wasn't really a big surprise because Graben's that kind of player. Like, he often just puts his body on the line to try and get the ball, and he kind of did that. He wasn't the cleanest of strikes, but he hit it really well. He was basically falling over when he was taking the shot, and I just think Davis. You're never really going to see Davis do that in that kind of game because it was his debut for starters, and unlike Cook, he did seem a little bit rusty at times. He's still pretty lively as well, though, to be fair. But yeah, I agree. Obviously, Graben in that situation was probably going to be more effective, and he was because he scored.
Yeah, definitely. What scoreline do you think will be on Saturday?
Well, based off our history against Millwall, you could say it might be a draw, but I think the way we're going, we might actually end that run away at Millwall without a win. I don't think it's going to be as easy as some games. Based off our last two results in the league, it's obviously not been the best for us. Been a bit unlucky there at times, obviously. I think I'm going to go 2-1. Shock result for Forest. I think I'll go 2-1 to Forest. think it'd be, they obviously give us a tough game like Millwall always do, but I think we'll get it done.
Keep it to a 2-1 scoreline on the channel.
Yeah, bit of a tradition, really, isn't it?
Oh no! I think it was only the Arsenal game it went above 2-1.
Not many times, really.
Not really. So that's it. Thank you for coming on.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, guys.